What is good, guys? And it is everyone's favorite time of the week. It is time for unboxing. So we have been talking to Samsung, trying to figure out the craziest, most interesting products that the company has available right now. And they're sitting here in this box. So if you guys are even close to as excited as I am to see what is actually in the box, then we're doing a pretty good job. So with that being said, let's crack it open. Alright, so it's a pretty heavy box and definitely the largest one we've ever had from Samsung. And inside they've got their top 5 most unusual products currently available for sale. So as usual, we'll save the best till last and let's crack this box open. It's a pretty standard FedEx box from the outside, but with a fragile sticker running all the way around the front. That's when you know it's exciting. And the first product is from Stettler. As you might be aware, this is a company that specializes in stationery. So what we have here is a collaboration with Samsung for Samsung. It's called the Norris Digital and it uses EMR technology, aka the same technology used by your S Pen in your tablet, to effectively be able to replace it. But of course there is a certain novelty here. This genuinely looks and feels in terms of size, materials and dimensions like a genuine iconic Stettler pencil. And so actually having something like this, which can interact digitally with your smart devices, is quite a cool concept. And so to show this off, we've got another surprise product, the Samsung Galaxy Tab S3. And this is essentially Samsung's current flagship Android tablet. So let's quickly unbox it and see how the pencil works with it. This is very reminiscent of Samsung's flagship smartphone packages. And inside we've got an adaptive fast charger, USB Type-C cable, and the traditional S Pen, the default option. I kinda like the woven material the tablet is presented in, so let's take that out, and surprisingly, Samsung has also dropped us another thing just to go with this. That is the book cover. So because this is a tablet that is completely based around productivity and getting stuff done, they've got a cover which has a dedicated full-size keyboard. Anyway, the Tab S3 has a full-size 9.7-inch Super AMOLED display, which is basically one of the top screens on any tablet full stop. It's also unexpectedly thin, like it barely feels like you're holding anything in your hands. And I quite like the new design here. This is based more closely off Samsung's more recent flagship phones, aka a glass construction. Kinda looks like a really stretched out Galaxy S9. So, combining these 3 elements together, the Tab S3, the keyboard cover, and the Norris Digital Pen, you've got a pretty potent productivity combination there. The pencil works just like Samsung's own S Pens, but the only thing to bear in mind here is that it's not adding any new functionality of its own. The selling point here is the novelty combined with the ergonomics. You take a well-designed pencil like this and combine it with Samsung's pretty sophisticated S Pen software which can reject your palm, automatically neaten your handwriting. It's a pretty slick writing experience. Alright, the second product, again, of course, something very strange, but it's one of those ones which you perhaps didn't realize how much you wanted. It's called the USB LED cap, and the idea is you'll be able to clip it on top of any power bank and turn it into a lamp. As it is a pretty inexpensive product, there isn't too much flashy stuff going on with the packaging here, but it's nice to see the consistency between products. The LED comes in a little housing which you can then slip it out of and plug it into basically anything that provides power. And it's bright, and I suppose it kind of has to be to justify using something like this over just the torch in your phone, but I would say it provides about 3 to 4 times the amount of light than the torch in my S9 Plus does. Now by default it's gonna probably cover up most of your USB ports on your power bank, but if you wanted you could always just shift it onto the end, and whilst it looks a bit funny, that frees up the rest of the ports to actually still use. Moving on, the third package is heavier for sure, and it's a Wi-Fi wireless speaker. Think Sonos and its multi-room integration, but the difference here is that this one is shaped like an egg and it fires audio in 360 degrees. The added benefit, and probably what makes this such an interesting product, is that whilst most multi-room speakers are fixed to a wall and have to be plugged into the mains, you could unplug the R6, take it anywhere you wanted, connect to your phone via Bluetooth, and have a 6-hour battery life. That's pretty cool. Inside the outer packaging we've got another little bag which actually contains the speaker itself, and I'm not completely sold on the design. It almost looks like a prop from a Harry Potter film. But at the same time, the fact that they've kept it fairly devoid of text and other interferences makes it a clean design, a slick, uniform shape that shouldn't have too much of a problem fitting in any room. Audio-wise, it's actually surprisingly good value for money. After first booting up, you can tell the bass is there, the treble is there, and the detail is there, but I wouldn't say the 360 aspect is particularly noticeable. There is an app that comes with it which would allow you to operate different speakers positioned in different rooms, and also links you to various different services like Deezer and Spotify. Alright, along a similar line, we've got package number 4. which, yes, has the ability to be a speaker, but also combines several other elements with that. The outer box is up to the same high standard as the rest of the items on this list, but this is a much cheaper product than the R6, for example. So sound quality-wise, we aren't expecting it to be as good. But when I read the product page for this item, I couldn't stop myself smiling, because it's actually, in a lot of ways, a really clever, nifty piece of kit. So the bottom half is a 360 speaker, controlled by Bluetooth, pretty standard stuff. But the top half is LED, and this can be customized up to 16 million different colors. And you can shake it to change the color of the LED, or you can use the application. This thing supports wireless charging, and it has an 8-hour battery life, which is something you don't expect given how small it is. Sound quality wise, I would say it's only average given the size of the speaker, but factoring in all the other stuff it allows you to do, it makes quite a compelling little gift. Alright, item number 5, and my personal favourite on the list, is the Galaxy S8 physical keyboard case, which comes in two parts. You've got the rear element, which clips onto the back like any other case, and the front element, which provides supposedly an unusual hardware and software combined experience that you don't get on any other phone. Given the different nature of this product, it's not surprising that the packaging somewhat contrasts from previous items on this video, but Samsung's done a pretty good job keeping the underlying elements consistently similar. For example, the fonts used on the outer packaging, even the instruction manual looks almost identical between this and any of the other items. Both the front and rear elements of the case have a matte black finish. Pretty uncontroversial, should pretty much suit everyone, and every colour of phone. So far, this is only available on the S8 and the S8 Plus, but I'm hoping for an S9 release, it's something I can definitely see the appeal of. And the installation process here is completely seamless. You just clip the back element on as with any other case, and the second you apply the front element, it is instantly recognised because it's built from the ground up to work with this phone. The screen completely adapts, and all elements that are currently sitting below this keyboard, they turn off to save battery. And as much as Android has evolved to use on-screen navigation keys, there's something innately satisfying about having physical ones. And the same is true for the typing experience. To start with, it's a novelty that ends up taking you longer than your virtual keyboard, but as you get into the rhythm of it, you can pick up speed, just as we did with virtual keyboards 5 to 10 years ago. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. It took me absolutely ages to film and edit, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, if you could smash that button, it would really mean a lot to me. With that being said, my name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'll catch you guys next time.